Welcome to Regina de Cor Carmeli, Educating for Eternity. I'm your host, Robert Milan, and I thank you for being here. The Catholic Prophecy series that you'll see on our YouTube channel is a 5-part series. We begin by looking at Catholic prophecy and definition, as well as culminating in the 3 days of darkness. I want to draw your attention as to the 13 reasons and the purpose as to why I put this series together. The first reason is I want you to be aware that prophecy continues to unfold following Scripture, and that God has chosen many men and women in order to deliver his messages of hope and warning. Secondly, look at our times. Our times are extremely volatile. Look at the moral corruption that we face in our world. And to remind ourselves that we are not in these times by accident. Because the fourth reason is because there has been a gradual decline in moral standards, in customs, right around the world, in our education system, in our family system, in our world in terms of governments and churches and the like. The fifth reason is all the isms: materialism, socialism, humanism, naturalism, communism, and I want to add evolutionism, if you like, as well. These are all systems designed to replace God's providence, to replace God's creation, to replace the church. Also to challenge the sixth reason, to show that God's special creation is replaced by material and natural processes. When God's removed out of the equation, Genesis becomes an allegory or a myth at best. It removes the importance of man's creation, that we are not unique in God's creation, image and likeness, nothing special about us. Hence, mankind could be eliminated at any point. What do we see? We see abortion, we see euthanasia, and many of the likes. And mind you, just to note that these ideologies, these evolution and Big Bang, are not new. They go back to the ancient Greeks, to Roman times, and they resurfaced from the 15th century onwards. And the popes who give us all these warnings, Pope Pius the Ninth, Pope Leo the 13th, Pope Pius X, Pope Pius the 11th, and Pope Pius XII, and John Paul II, all warn us in their various encyclicals and documents. I want to also remind you that Our Lady of Lourdes in 1858, a year before the release of The Origins of Species by Charles Darwin, confirmed the dogma of faith that Our Lady was immaculately conceived by introducing herself to Saint Bernadette de la Soubirous, I am the Immaculate Conception, hence showing the importance of God's creation, that God can intercede at any point in time that he chooses to, that he's sustaining creation and sustains us as we live. God is in his providence working through as he chooses. I want to also show in this series that heaven has been constantly interacting with his chosen mystics and saints throughout the centuries to warn, deliver messages, and provide us, believe it or not, with hope. We as a society have made our world, even in our mass, very much a man-centered, all about pleasing our own desires. We're pleasure-seeking, we're almost hedonistic in a lot of ways. We've moved away from the importance of God, or the very important commandments that God gave us. And I also want to remind you that your freedom and my freedom does not come from any government. It comes from God. God gave us our freedom. He gave us the 10 commandments to live within those commandments. And any government is there to maintain that, to ensure that it is carried out in a proper way. All these systems where the church has been replaced by all these different isms that I mentioned earlier, and removing God's intervention in any way, results in the corruption of customs. Just reflect on the world today. I hope you're not living under a rock. Also, that all these prophecies commencing in the 1600s at Our Lady of Good Success and also into the 19th and 20th centuries all lead to our times. This series show that we are living these prophecies today. And finally, I do not want you to be alarmed. I want you to be attentive, alert, and ready. So my recommendation to you is to learn your faith. Pray the rosary. Go to confession and live a sacramental life. Offer sacrifice. Offer penance. Come back to God. Come back to God, because we do not know the hour, nor the day, nor the minute. These signs that come to us from heaven are warning signs. Do you think heaven had nothing better to do than to give these warnings? Heaven is looking after us, but we need to cooperate. And when we don't cooperate, well, what can we say? What do you think the outcome would be? So I hope you enjoy the series. I want you to look at this series with an open mind. I also want you to look at this series with, how can I change? What difference can I make in my own life, personal life, in my family life, those around me, in my community, and also in my church as well? Thank you for being here. I hope you like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. God be with you.